As we've been reporting, the director of the Texas Department of Public Safety said police could have stopped the Uvalde gunman just 3 minutes after he started shooting. Instead, officers waited more than an hour. The shooter killed 19 children and 2 teachers. Joining us now is Phil Jankowski. He's a political correspondent for the Dallas Morning News. Welcome. Texas Senate Committee is holding these hearings on Uvalde. Can you remind us, what do they hope to achieve, and how have these hearings been received so far from lawmakers?
Today was the first day of hearings in the Senate, and they have been tasked with reviewing the shooting and looking at certain aspects of it to see what kind of state laws might arise out of this, what sort of programs might need more funding, things of that nature.
So if they're looking at the laws, have the police made any changes to their policing practices in the wake of the shooting?
Not really, not at this point. I mean, this is, as it was shown very in great detail today, this was not a failure of police policy. This was more, just as the DPS director, Steve McCraw, said, it was an abject failure of the police response. So not really a failure in policy, a failure in executing that policy.
There has been a lot of criticism of the response, and yet that 3-minute figure is just striking. Was that the reaction locally to this? It just seemed that much more acute of what we already knew about how poorly the reaction was handled.
Yes, and it just is just another revelation in what has just become a sort of almost daily occurrence of shocking new details that really indicate a botched police response to this shooting. Today, lawmakers and law enforcement officials finally went far enough to go beyond just criticizing the response. They said that today, the scene commander, the Uvalde School's police chief, his actions or lack of actions cost lives.
And we talked about the fact that this was a kind of aberration in terms of police work. On the gun question, has there been a similar reaction to guns? Do people see this as just a one-off, or has there been a local reaction, or what has the local reaction been with respect to guns and gun safety?
I mean, that depends on who you ask. Some lawmakers today were quick to point out that, we're asking questions headed towards the point whether the age for buying a gun like an AR-15 should be raised in Texas from 18 to 21. Another lawmaker said that something like that would have had no effect whatsoever. A great example, I just was at the Republican State Party convention this past weekend, and there you saw Senator Ted Cruz being cheered for saying he resists all anything that resembles gun control, while you saw Senator Cornyn, who, as you know, has been leading a lot of the charge regarding a possibly new federal laws regarding firearm restrictions. He was practically booed off the stage.
An excellent illustration of that split. Phil Jankowski from the Dallas Morning News, thank you very much.